when I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Oh, sorry, sweetie, but we do have car and home insurance with Bel Air Direct, so it's all good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they made it easy with an online quote.
Interesting.
Plus, we're saving a bunch.
Like $4?
We're talking hundreds.
Okay, we're going fast, so
Yeah. What are you thinking?
Take
Just
a
outside of
break.
8?
take a breather. Yeah. I said, they're not those kind of boys. And she said,
Yeah, I think so. Okay, we'll just throw 8 in a row here.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Oh, sorry, sweetie, but we do have car and home insurance with Bel Air Direct, so it's all good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they made it easy with an online quote.
Interesting.
Plus, we're saving a bunch.
Like $4?
We're talking hundreds.
So enough for a new toy house?
Sweetie.
I want the one with the hot tub.
Saving on car and home insurance with Bel Air Direct is simpler than playtime.
Original 16, a great way to celebrate things done well.
You're supposed to wave, not clap. Team Jakes. And they're competing against, from the Air Canada Curling Club, Team Johnson. On sheet D, from the Grand
All
Prairie
right,
Curling
hello
Club,
and
we
welcome
have
everyone
Team
to the
Davies.
first draw of the 2025 Boston Pizza Cup, presented by Curling Alberta and proudly hosted by the Erskine Curling Club. My name is Justice Jakes, and I'm joined by Mark Higgins, who's actually doing our event announcement right there in the front of your screen, folks, in Stettler, Alberta, the heart of Alberta. Today, we bring you the feature matchups on Sheet B, which has Team Zach Davies and Team Daniel Humbke going head-to-head for a chance to pick up their first wins of the event and move forward through the A bracket to play awaiting Team Evan Van Amsterdam. So as Mark gets the announcements done, you can see all the teams there getting ready to start the competition from Sheets A to D there. One of two provincial championships left to go within the Canadian Curling Provincial Territorial Championships, with us in Manitoba left to go. So for all of you joining us online, thank you for joining us today. And thank you for supporting these amazing curlers in their journey for a potential trip to the Brier. So a little bit about our teams. Let's give you our starting lineups for our two featured teams. Out of the Saville Community Sports Center and representing the U of A Junior Bears team, Zach Davies at skip, Ronan Pedersen at third, William Butler at second, and Lucas Sawiak at lead. And of course, their coach, Skip Wilson, just hiding behind Brad Thiessen there of Team Libis. And out of the Lacombe Curling Club, their opponents, Daniel Humbke at skip, Dan Bublo at third, Garrett Johnston at second, Colton Brand at lead, and Wade Johnston, their coach, standing beside them there. So we're sure to have a good matchup there. And for those who don't know which team is which, Humbke is wearing those purple uniforms, and then Davies going to be wearing that U of A uniform. Davies is going to be throwing the yellow rocks and Humbke throwing the red, and we're just waiting to see who has first hammer in this game. So And for those of you who don't know, if you're if you're watching from Alberta and you're tuning in from somewhere in Alberta and you're over the age of 18, a great way to support these curlers and their clubs is by purchasing a 50/50 ticket from Curling Alberta. You can go and purchase a Curling Alberta 50/50 ticket at curlingalberta.ca/50/50 and grab a 50/50 ticket. The jackpot right now is already climbing and it's already at $850. So we're almost at $1,000 and the game hasn't even started yet. So pretty good showing there. And excited to see these teams get underway with their performances there. So Humbke with the last stone first end. They'll have hammer as they had a better draw to the button than Davies. So although Davies does come into this game higher ranked than Humbke does, Davies qualifying out of the Leduc qualifier that happened in early December there, and Humbke qualifying out of the last chance qualifier in the Cochrane Curling Club. So they were one of 2 teams that qualified out of there. So a little bit of a different journey to get to this moment from each team, And Lucas Sawiak starting us off, throwing the yellow stones.
Tight.
Weight's good.
Mine's good.
Team.
All right,
Line's
so
good.
yellow throwing their stone here,
Running.
just seeing if they can get a little bit aggressive, go into the
Running.
house
Come
here.
on.
I don't think many teams
4-4.
with the first draw of the BP's
come on.
Cup are going to be throwing many guards at this point. Maybe, I guess, if you're a little bit more of an aggressive skip, but usually it's going to be a pretty clean end, I think I'm expecting today. Colton
Line's
Brand
good,
now throwing the red
Clean.
stones, his first of the competition.
Hard. Hard.
Stone curling now, and Dan Bubola trying to get that rock. Daniel Humbke sweeping this out and will get the rock out, so Colton Brand gets the job done. Doesn't stick
Good
his
throw,
shooter,
Colt.
but
So,
good result
not enough
nonetheless
ice.
for him.
Yeah.
Gets his first rock out of the way there. His first rock of the competition. Now a little bit about these teams. They are both ranked on the CTRS rankings. Davies
Line's
coming in
good.
at 49th in Canada and Daniel Humbke coming in at 93rd in Canada.
Line's
So
good.
a little bit of a gap there,
Running.
but
Back
Through.
8.
this Davies team, they do play a little bit more on the competitive
little drop.
circuit,
Back 8. Back
and they've had some success this year.
4-5. Coming off. Back butt.
So Davies just putting another one in the house and getting ready
Alright.
to just be a little bit more defensive, put some pressure on Humbke, get their feet into the game here. So
Did that not go up? Did not feel like one.
Hard, wall. Hard.
So it's Mark Higgins here from Erskine joining in.
how's it going, Mark? It's Justice here, and it's a pleasure to be commentating with you today. And we've got a good matchup here.
Yeah, it looks like today everyone's gung-ho and ready to go, so should be fun.
It feels a little.
You
I'm,
bet.
uh,
And you know, I wish I would have been able to hear the audio on the stream, because I would have loved to hear you do the announcements there. That would have been great.
Well,
but
it was an epic, but luckily we have some school kids here from the Erskine School, and from the Christ King School in Stettler, and it's always good to get them roused up, and it's great exposure for curling for the probably a lot of them can't understand what's going on, but this will give them a taste of what it's like.
yeah, you bet. And that's exactly kind of a good thing to mention. These young curlers, they have this is some very young teams here. Zach Davies, he's actually one of the teams just registered for our U20 championship this year, and he'll be pretty highly ranked into the competition. And this Humbke team, they're a first year out of junior team as well. So this is with some veteran experience and Dan there on the team. So it's going to be good to see and show these kids in the stands that, you know, these guys, they're junior teams, they're just out of juniors, right? And they can do this too if they really put their mind to it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I know the team Humbke has a bit of a connection. I think their grandparents are from around his grandparents are from this Erskine area, so they were quite excited to to see their grandson out here curling.
Clean.
I see there was a double
Whoa.
there and cleared the house, so it looks like we're due for a blank end here, which is, I guess, just kind of getting the feet wet, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, nice and easy to get our feet into the game and kind of our grounds on the first draw of the Boston Pizza Cup here. But yeah, lots on the line here this week as a trip to the Brier is Team Alberta. So I know these two teams are going to be looking to make their mark and really show up and impress.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, no, it's good to see where the Stettler, the Erskine and Stettler communities are really excited to have an event like this. So that's great.
Good. It's not for.
Yeah, Erskine, they've done such a great job in hosting this amazing championship. And it's funny, I talked to our championship coordinator and Michael Latteru, and I think he said to me, he's like, Justice, he's like, I don't think I've ever had this gung-ho of a host committee before. They're so awesome, and they go the extra mile every which way. So much appreciated from the Erskine organizing committee and yourself and everyone that has put a great step forward for the whole curling community here today.
Oh, yeah, that's great to hear. I overheard there's a count of
5-3.
Maybe 140 volunteers signed up, so there's quite a little small army considering the hamlet of Erskine is only 300 people total. But the farming community, the community of Stettler Curling Club, Erskine Curling Club, they've all pulled together. Little history about this facility. 2001, Stettler hosted the same event, and that was the first year that Randy Furby won the provincials, and then they went on to win, of course, 5 Briers in a row. So it's there's a little bit of nostalgia out here for sure.
Yeah, I bet, and that would be a huge accomplishment to see one of these other teams go on a little bit of a heater. 5 years in a row, that's pretty impressive. I'm not sure if we're going to get there again, but you never know. All these young teams, they're looking to make their mark and kind of get in there with all the big pro teams that are already at the Brier and booked their tickets. So speaking of another team that's already booked their ticket, Team Alberta Jacobs, they're already awaiting to see who they play at the Brier, finishing out the fields there. But so it's going to be kind of cool. We have 2 Alberta teams once again at the Brier. So kind of odd seeing Brad Jacobs as a Alberta player there for the first time.
Yeah, well, and I think that's sort of how the pro teams go now. They're sort of a hybrid of a few provincial. I'm not totally clear on the rules, but you have a few people that actually live in the province, and then you have others that don't. And like Rachel Holman, she lives in Alberta, but she represents Ontario when she's not Team Canada. So there's lots going on, but I think it's great for curling because we get to see some great teams curling some really good games.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think a lot of these teams are just thrilled to have a chance here at representing our province at the Brier. I know my team, we tried to qualify for this event too, and it is just so fierce, the competition. So anyone who has got here at this point, pat on the back to you and enjoy the moment, because this is a really cool opportunity for them and their team.
9.
Yeah, for sure. You're no relation to the Jakes that are curling here today?
No, I'm not. Everyone seems to ask me that question, but no, I'm not. It's I did play mixed doubles a long time ago with Rachel Jakes, who's Ryan Jakes' sister, and we did a little, I think it was like a little DNA test just to see if we were, and no relation. I think they said 7th down the line if we were, so kind of far and distant, but they've definitely had a little bit more success than me in the sport, but with Rachel being a national champion and Ryan being successful as well. But
that's great. Where do you curl out of, Justin?
I am out of the Leduc Curling Club, so I'm remote commentating from the Leduc area right now. So for all of our viewers, hello from afar, I guess, if you're tuning in from Stettler or Erskine or wherever you're coming from. I know we'll have a lot of viewers from across Canada because of the, I guess, lack of remaining provincial championships. There's only 2 left in the whole of Canada. So us and Manitoba.
Yeah, that is good.
And lots of viewers from out of province. So just kind of so cool to see like the Erskine community, a town of 300 people and 150 people organizing that. So literally half the town taking this event on. And
hard.
It's a hamlet, not a town. We're
a hamlet.
Proud to be a hamlet.
There you go.
Yeah, but a very strong farming community, and of course Stettler itself. Stettler's got a population about
still good.
5,800 or so, and there's a lot of Stettler people that are supporting this as well. And I see a lot of them in the crowds today, and a lot of them with the volunteer bibs. So it's great to see. We've always gotten along. Each community has their own curling club, and of course, I'm partial to Erskine. That's what I curl out of, but they're both great facilities and they have some great events.
Yeah, you bet. It'll be good. And here's your last shot of end 1 for Daniel Humbke. Looking to just kind of hit and roll out, blank the end. Garrett Johnston sweeping this, making sure it goes, and does just that. So great result for them. Good start for both teams. Blank end in the first, and we'll be right back after these commercials.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and proud sponsor of the 2023 Alberta Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston pizza at home.
You bet. I'm the assistant championship coordinator, so yeah, it should be good. But welcome back, everyone.
We're back.
Yeah, we are back after a little commercial break there, and Zach Davies with a guard up already early in this end, and Lucas Sawiak looking to kind of just come around and
really got to curl.
Get that rock under and kind of starting to set up an end. Now we're getting a little bit into more of a style of play.
Hard finish.
Right.
Great shot from Lucas Sawiak there, yeah.
Humbke's first straw went a little deep, sitting in the back of the 12-foot there, so.
Yeah, Colton Brandt just falling a little bit deep, but you know, that's not a bad result because at least it comes back into play.
Hey, line's okay.
You never know. With the hammer, that rock could come into play later on in the end. So.
For sure.
We're T. Whoa.
All right, this Humbke team
back 4. Just stop it.
looking to kind of just
no bounce on this line.
Sit on top of the yellow here, thrown by Sawiak, and
Go ahead, Garrett. Go ahead.
Better,
Go
like,
ahead.
do it.
Hard.
Looks like they'll go try and get around it, and they will get around it, but falls deep a little bit, just a little bit heavy on that one.
That's all right.
But Davies with the opportunity to put one on top, just put a little pressure on Humbke right now, and keep kind of the pedal to the metal.
I see Davies is obviously a university club. Are they still representing the U of A in
Line's
curling?
good.
Yeah, so this team, this Davies team, they are the Junior Bears
Line's
team,
good.
so they're not the full-fledged varsity U of A team, but the U of A is one of the only programs with a junior
just
selected, or they call it a junior selects team. So they train these athletes to become varsity athletes. So this Davies team, they are going to graduate to the varsity team next year as Team Tau in the field. They're ranked number 4 in the field of the Boston Pizza Cup, and they're the varsity squad, and they'll be aging out of the program this year. So yeah, kind of a cool opportunity for all the U of A students to see both of their junior and varsity teams in the field here.
Right, and you know, the U of A is lucky with not only that, but they have the Saville Sports Center there to support the teams. It's quite a facility.
Yeah, quite a well-known facility there. Yeah, I have to go there tonight. I've got Edmonton Open Super League, so it'll be cool there. Usually I play with a couple of these guys that are in the field, but what's it called? Obviously they'll have the week off because they're trying to fight for a trip to the Briar, so pretty okay. But
yeah, it's a good priority to have.
Good little compromise. Yeah, it's not bad. So
yeah. So Davies is
Room.
looking to
Lots of room.
reestablish that guard, although the
Ronan's rock.
Top 4.
Where?
the Humbke shot
Top
is
4.
still there.
Go behind.
Looks like
Hard.
it might be a little deep.
yeah, Lucas
Hard.
Alliak just trying to manipulate this rock
Get it
back
here.
into the house here,
Hard.
and trying to get
Hard,
this
hard,
right
hard.
back
up.
to
Come
the
on, more. Keep going. Just one.
the
Just
back
one.
red there, because they knew it was up. Great communication from Davies there, because they understood that the shot was up. So just taking it a little deeper and
Push this here.
Eliminate the
using
double
the
opportunity.
eliminate the double opportunity, right? Making the most out of the shot. So great
Got a back
opportunity
line,
for
Garrett.
them and great execution there. So Team Humbke now, Garrett Johnston, they're second on his last rock. It looks like they're might be playing just a little bit of like a board weight hit on the front yellow there.
Yep. Just
Trying to just stick
We're
that
tight.
shooter right on
Just
the
hard
front
roll.
there of that yellow rock, and it looks like they're already going for the line. So
Hard.
this rock trying to
Clean.
curl up
Clean.
now. And
Curl.
Colton Brandt just
Curl.
holding it straight, and
It's gonna be tight. Yeah.
Roll it big. Roll it big. Roll it big.
pretty
Take
good
yellow.
shot from Team Humbke. Rolls a little bit far, but
Hard.
gets that one on the top of the forefoot there, and that was the problem rock, right? So just gives them a lot more options. So
for sure. You don't want that
That was a bad call.
front of the house
Think we're
controlled
third.
by the team without
Okay.
hammer.
Yeah.
yeah, you bet.
a little less
And I
than
think any junior team that's done any sort of strategy kind of training or anything like that, they know that that top of the house, that key is so important. So just kind of keeping that open for them. The Humbke team, that's great for them, and gets closer to their goal of scoring 2 this end.
Right.
Got
Looks
room.
like Davies is going to try and restore a guard there, eh? Or
Line's good.
Yeah, just restore the shot that was just removed, or even if they're a little
Switch
bit
if you
light. I think
can.
that's the
Switch.
tolerance here. It's just a little bit light.
Switch.
You can kind of be in that
Gotta go,
8-foot
Will.
range, and you're still hurting Team Humbke
Walk,
with
Will.
that. So
17.
Will Butler
Hard,
really
hard,
trying to
hard.
drag this now.
Good. You're good.
oh, that's
Okay.
So a little short, but that's the tolerance, right? So you can kind of use that as long
Go on,
as you
just
keep
freeze
that
or get the
center lining
inside.
kind
Yeah,
of.
look, like I
in
like
play,
a little
it's-
bump. Okay, back
It's
12.
not a bad shot.
Yeah, even back 8. Yeah.
An update around the rink for everyone. We've only got one sheet that actually placed an actual score up. So all the sheets, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta, including the one we're on, blanked their first
Clean.
ends.
Yeah,
But on
yeah,
sheet
then.
A, Jacob
Hard,
Lewis
Garrett.
and Jamie King
Hard.
taking 1 in the first end. So they're
Gotta
up
go.
1-0 on Jacob
Hard.
Lewis.
Hard, Garrett. Hard, buddy! Hard!
And here's Team Humbke with their shot, trying to
Good,
just
good.
hold it in.
Oh, that was a good hold. Yeah.
Good
We got a
hold,
little-
great shot.
We got a little bit of a roll there, so that was great.
Yeah,
Looks
you
like
bet.
It's
yeah,
just off pin.
Yep.
Darren Moulding and his crew looks like they've come up with a great ice surface. I was here when they arrived on
2 or 3.
Saturday morning, and or I guess Friday morning, and they've been working hard at it. So it's nice to see such a nice ice surface for these curlers.
Yeah, you bet.
Line's
And I think
good.
a lot of
was
these
more.
teams are just excited that they have such great ice
Line's
and
good.
amazing ice makers
Tight.
making the ice. And it really takes an army to run
Line's
these
good.
types of events. And I just think it
Line.
proves to show that this ice
Tight.
is so well manufactured.
Really
And
tight.
really the
Line,
details
boys.
are there because of how hard the rocks finish. And
chop
just
off,
look at
hard.
that curl.
Roll,
Just
roll.
it's quite amazing
Okay.
to see, right? So
6-5.
a little bit of an
Not bad.
over
Good
curl
sweep.
there for Davies, but
Yeah.
not in a bad spot, right? It's a
That's pretty
raisable
tight,
rock
like
that
it's
they can
always
use later in
rolling
the
off.
end. So,
Okay.
Sure.
Just draw here. Or
so
guard.
Mark, it
Or
looks
two.
like they're thinking of maybe drawing in that hole and just putting the
If they
pressure
ever
on
make
Davies
this, though, it's-
going
it's
around,
here.
or they could try and
I don't mind
remove
the
that
draw.
one
I
that
like
they
this.
just threw.
Whatever you're saying.
Davies,
Right.
Whatever you
I
like.
think the draw is the call.
Yeah, I think that would the one that they just threw at be a
Just
a
top
tricky
8.
raise. You have to be pretty accurate for that to pick that red one out. So yeah, this is an aggressive call by Humbke.
Yeah,
touch
Dan
side.
Bubla just
Little
trying
room
to
here, Colt.
Line's good. Line's good.
have the rock
Garrett's
kind of
admitting
settle
good.
in the
Line's
top of the
good.
4-foot there.
Easy.
Lots of room,
Just top
but
8.
it's
Don't
coming
wanna be
over
deep.
now.
Gotta
There's
go,
tons
Garrett.
of finish in
Yeah.
this ice, so the key is not
4-8,
to
it's
kind
all
of get
here,
it
all here.
over
Whoa.
too quickly and
Carve it.
have it
Carve
finish
it if you can.
late.
Can't be behind C. Whoa, 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 whoa.
And as I say that, it probably
close.
didn't finish enough.
It's a good
So
judge.
No, it didn't.
Very
Now
close.
they've got a little bit of
Yeah.
a pocket to sit in, don't they? Might have given
good
them
pass.
Yeah.
out here.
Davies, they do have a little bit of a pocket to sit in, but they also have an opportunity to take care of these two red rocks and that are shot stone. So
Can't see enough of
for
it.
Davies, I think you can see
Should I save it for
just
my last?
maybe a little
Try
bit
the top
under
one.
half a rock, and if you can throw anywhere close to the weight Zach Davies can throw, then I'm pretty sure
Do you ever
it's
draw?
a decent option for him.
I think
but,
it's easier than
Right.
tap.
Well, if I'm ever light, I take away.
but yeah, Ronan Pedersen
You
seems
don't
to
have
really
be light,
like
you can play it to here.
the sit on top, the freeze to that,
like that.
red they just threw, and seems like that's going to be the call here.
Well, I'm reaching. with my
5-5, I
hand.
like that. Theirs was
Okay.
a 4-9.
We're playing
4-8 I got.
up the. Yeah.
So Zach Davies just heading down for his first now.
Yeah.
He doesn't have hammer in this end, so red sitting
gonna
3
draw
in the
for me.
second end, looking to just kind of freeze to the red and take away
wanna be,
as
like,
much scoring
more than-
opportunity away from Humbke as possible.
Yeah, I don't want to be any more than a back 4.
Yeah. That 5's good.
I see Zach is a southpaw. In your curling experiences, does that make a difference for the fellow calling the line if your thrower's left-handed?
Yeah, it can be a little bit of a different experience. I've never played with a left-handed teammate before, so actually that's false. I had played with someone in U15s, but it's a different experience for sure. But it's funny because those left-handed throwers, they can make those shots that you wouldn't think that are there, that they can just kind of have that release that gets it properly there. U of A just really trying to work it over now, and this Davies team trying to get it over as far over as possible, and
Okay.
looks like it'll just flop off.
Yeah, so it's still Humbke counted line 2.
Yeah, and I think this is an
Oh, Jesus.
opportunity for Daniel Humbke to really
could've
kind
picked
of
both of them.
put the pressure on Zach Davies right now and kind of try and nudge this rock over and chunk into the middle of the button there.
You guys just draw to the button here.
15-2.
Yeah. 14-1, but we were still in back 12, remember?
this could be an early favorite for the moment of the game. So if players don't know, throughout the draws here on the feature sheets, us commentators have the honorable duty of picking a moment of the game, and the winner gets to have a nice interview with Raymond, our social media guru, and amazing job he does on that, and also gets a little prize from Boston Pizza.
Oh, great. Yeah, I met Raymond the other day, and he's... Curling Alberta has quite a dedicated team that shows up here. These guys are working hard to get it by.
We'll see if they can.
Overcurled.
Just overcurled, yeah.
That might open up
A
the
little
run back.
frustration there from Daniel Humbke, but yeah, it has opened up the run back opportunity potentially with raising that to almost right in the middle of those two reds. But
the elbow.
if you're Zach Davies, you also have the opportunity to, with the amount of curl that comes in, to try and maybe just sit in the middle of the, or like top of the forefoot, right there where Zach's putting his broom. Yeah, you bet.
For sure.
And,
Yeah.
they could definitely put the pressure on Humbke here for it.
Yeah.
Leave that junk out front.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, you bet.
Throwing the same weight.
I think the tolerance on that last shot for Humbke would have been a little bit wider than tighter, and unfortunately they get the tighter side of it, and it might have rolled in
It's gonna elbow off for yellow.
a place that might not have been as desirable.
Back 12.
You got it. Yeah.
So Zach Davies in his last rock here.
Yeah, you got it.
Lots of rocks in play this end.
Yeah, you bet. We went from a blank to, I'm pretty sure almost every rock is in play here, so. Last stone for Zach Davies, and one more to go from Humbke, but here we go with the yellow rock, and it looks like it's already starting to curl.
Back four.
Will Butler really trying to hold this rock.
Curl. Okay, that's fine. All right.
So interesting spot. They kind of roll. They move up their yellow rock to take away that back kind of red from scoring. Not that it was in play, but yeah, I think their only option is a draw. But they are sitting two. Humbke's sitting two right now, so this is a draw for three.
Draw to just about full forefoot for three.
Yeah, it looks like you need about 75% to full thing for the extra point, and could be a big score here for Humbke to put some early advantage on the board.
Okay, guys, just let's get the full forefoot here.
Final shot, Daniel Humbke, second end, throwing red stone here at the 2025 Boston Pizza Cup.
I liked it. Line's good. Just a little early, Garrett.
Close on line. Yep.
Line. Yep.
Humbke sweeping this now just to try and make sure they're by that front yellow stone.
Line's perfect.
Sit.
Looks like a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
Sit. Ah.
Oh, and they'll just roll
a little
away.
Too much weight. So
but they'll get their two, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, two for Humbke. Really good opportunity for them. Puts a big deuce on the board, and we'll be right after these breaks for these commercials.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Curling Alberta's 50-50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $100,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston pizza at home.
Man.
Right to it.
Yeah, you bet. Here we go. This is the third end here right away. So Team Humbke just looking to see if they can kind of chunk this shot. Welcome back everyone from the break. And if you didn't catch last end, Humbke scored 2, so it's a 2-0 game for Daniel Humbke over Zach Davies. This game is featuring the number 5 and 12 seed, I want to say, or no, 5 and 11.
It's easy.
Ooh, I should check that. But yeah, and a little bit of an update from around the rings too. Ryan Jakes, he put a big 2 on the board against Rob Johnson there, the other seed there as well. And
Clean!
The only game yet to report a second end is David Maverick and Benjamin Keith. So
Sheet A, Libas came back and scored a 1, so we're back to Jamie King having the hammer on Sheet A, and they're all tied up.
10-4.
yeah, that's going to be a good game there on Sheet A. I'm interested to see how that one goes. So
Jamie King's been around the curling scene in Alberta for a long time.
yeah, you bet. He definitely knows his way around a curling club, but well-respected member of Curling Alberta for sure.
Clean! 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 Clean!
And here's Team Humbke. They're trying the run back, and they'll get both yellows. Great shot.
Right.
Great shot from Garrett Johnston, and excellent way to start his end and get his team back on top here. 2 yellows under a guard early, kind of scary, and he makes quick work of that. Bing, bang, done. Will Butler here, just looking to kind of hit and flop, I believe, on this Humbke stone that's remaining in the house.
Whoa, clean! Clean! Hard!
Hard!
Whoa!
Ronan Pedersen holding the rock now.
Roll, go! Good. 11-1.
A little note on Will Butler. His mother's flying out from Newfoundland to watch the games. Apparently she's en route right now, so that's she's going to be our farthest away fan for the games. But that's a great commitment to come out all this way to watch your son curl.
Yeah, amazing to see Will Butler. He's also a U18 and U20 national participant representing Team Newfoundland. So he's from Newfoundland originally, but got the offer to come and join the U of A development program and made the trek over to Alberta and
Just a little spicy.
gets a pretty good team to do it with. So
Yeah, it's a 10-1.
cool opportunity for him.
I'm standing next to me is the ice tech lead, Darren Molding, and he's just checking things out. He's got a grin on his face, so that must mean things are sliding the way they want.
Yeah, I hear he's a pretty great commentator too. I heard around the Curling Alberta circles, I guess, that he's one to watch when commentating. So
yeah, I wanted to use the Blanktown, Blankville, Blanksville, but apparently he's got a copyright on it.
He's got a copyright patent, so yeah.
Help him out.
We can't use it without paying him some royalties, so I'm not going to use it. So
yeah, it's just that's funny to see there. But yeah, there's our commentator Mark there, and Darren, head ice tech, for all of those who are watching from home. So great to see.
I didn't really sign the waiver to actually.
That's too funny.
I don't have the face for TV, just for radio.
Oh,
just for radio. Ah, that's funny.
Garrett!
I could be with you there. So.
All right, buddy, hard for peace. Gotta go for peace.
Davies is trying to split this yellow out of here.
I think the last one just wide. Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Danny.
Yeah, so great shot from Team Humbke there, and it was a good opportunity for them to kind of keep the pressure on Zach Davies as they're the team without hammer after putting a big 2 on the board, and they do just that. So Ronan Pedersen, the third for Team Davies now, just looking to draw around and
Line's good.
Back 4.
see if he can sink this rock
Back
under
8.
the guard. Here's another import on this U of A team. Ronan originally is from Manitoba, so him and Will, they're the 2 imports on the team, while Lucas and Zach, they actually have a national championship together at the U18 level, so representing Alberta too.
14.
So, what's the rules around imports on your team at a provincial championships?
Yeah, so as long as you have 3 residing players currently residing in the province, you can have 1 import on this roster. And for all of these U of A players, they all reside in Alberta currently to go to school. They do go to school at the U of A, so they are all compliant using that, even though they can technically represent other provinces due to birthright status, right?
Gotta go, Colt. Gotta go.
That's the big thing with that. And Johnson Tao, you'll see a little bit of that as well. Johnson himself from British Columbia originally, so that's another import there, but from Alberta now, I guess, competing with us last couple of years.
You got it. Over here, man.
And another, I guess, note is you'll see imports throughout the national landscape of curling, right? And it's just a matter of trying to find the right mix of getting a team to the top of a provincial championship so you can play in that Everlove final and try and book a trip to the Briar, right?
Curl!
Right.
Hard curl. Hard curl, Will. T.
Hard curl.
Will Butler really trying to work this guard or this rock over to hit the guard on an angle and
4-7.
Open it up a little.
Yeah, rolls it off the center line, but puts that red in front of the other red. So for Humbke, your setup not too bad right now. So you could honestly kind of just go right under that red, and it forces Zach Davies to make a really good run back or draw attempt under his own.
Thinking about a 4-6 out here? Yes.
And just before they throw the last rock here, we just wanted to mention some of the amazing sponsors that have come on to help our event here in Stettler, proudly hosted by the Erskine Curling Club. The platinum sponsors, who are the town of Stettler, Stettler County, and the Alberta government. Thank you for your support, as without you, it doesn't happen. The event just doesn't run. So amazing support from so many sponsors.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, both the town and the county, there was really not much discussion, and they jumped on board right away. So that's great to see. And, you know, I think the benefits for both exposure as well as the amount of money that comes in with hotel rooms and, you know, the restaurants, and everyone benefits from it. So that's great for them to jump on board, and it's great that an event like this exists for exposure for these smaller communities.
Yeah, you bet. And I think that's a big reason why a lot of these governmental kind of organizations step up to host, is just how much it impacts these communities, right? These events, the championships, like the men's and women's, they bring in such big economic revenue and viewership and exposure to these towns, right? And it's just so great to see that these local towns are just being so supportive and gung-ho about this event, right? So
So I see Humbke's draw went a little deep. So looks like Davies is going to try and come around his yellow rock in front of the house there. I'm assuming top of the 4 sort of thing.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to generate that kind of skipper's deuce there, that beloved skipper's deuce. I know the skips love it when their 2 rocks score, and this is what Zach's going to try and do here. If he can place this rock really well under that just off center guard, then it's going to be a good opportunity for his team to put 2 right back up on the board and tie this game. Looks like it's curling up now. Can they get it by? Ooh, it just nicks. They'll get it in play, but it'll
5.
roll in
Wide
kind of
open.
an awkward spot. Yeah, you bet.
I know.
Like, I think it's just board weight here.
Okay.
We just can never do that.
And honestly, if you're Daniel Humbke, you're probably not
11?
mad if you just nose this rock, right? Because it takes away that full kind of outside draw path there.
Just board.
And then if you're Zach Davies, I'm almost inclined to see if you're going to draw wide on the other side or maybe go through the middle because you don't have
Go
a
through
lot of
that.
draw options.
Like Garrett's
Right,
and
that's a
Jan's, I think
pretty
you guys are
small
both just a
port
touch
that's quite
wide.
tight to the ring, so that would be that would be a tricky draw.
Yeah, and the way the ice is curling, it's just definitely maybe not the most ideal scenario, but Humbke may be able to put Davies in the scenario either way with this shot here. Last one for him and his team in the third end of play here.
Girl, Garrett, girl, Garrett.
Throwing red stones without hammer. Garrett Johnston trying to get this rock back.
No, we don't need to roll this.
Gets it back now and just looking for the little roll. Gets the little roll and great opportunity for them to put some pressure on Davies here. So
Good throw. Good sweep. That's okay, wait. Is it a little up or? Okay. It didn't move.
So yeah, it looks like that Davies is gonna try that middle
Try that
port.
port.
Yeah.
Didn't move too much, eh?
Now the one thing, Mark, is I see that you could technically, if you took lots of ice on the other side, you could maybe draw wide on the, I guess, the side Ronan's on, right? But
Okay, that's fair enough.
I'm not sure if it's just because the ice is so fresh out there that they don't want to take a risk there. So
For sure, coming up light is a poor option.
yeah, definitely probably worst case scenario for them and their team. So Zach Davies drawing against 3 here, looking to just score his 1, get on the board and get settled into this game.
The rocks seems to be lots of late curl here, which is great, but the sweepers will have to make sure they hold it till the last minute to get through that port.
They're heavy and tight.
Fast rock for Zach Davies in the third end, drawing against 3, throwing the yellow stone at the
good.
2025 Boston Pizza Cup here in Stettler.
Tight. Tight.
Lucas Sawiak trying to work this rock hard. Can they get it by? They do, and what a great draw from Zach Davies. Gets his 1, and
Under pressure, that was a great draw.
yeah, you bet. Under pressure draw, and we'll be right back after these commercials.
All right.
Original 16, a great way to celebrate things done well.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Line's good.
All right, we're back from end number
Line's
3.
good.
We're just starting at number 4 now.
Line's-
Davies getting one after a very
Line's
clutch
good.
draw mark.
Absolutely. I'll give you a little update on some of the other sheets. Sheet A,
5-5 needs to curl.
Jamie King scored 1 in the third, and he's up 2-1.
We got a party. Okay. 5-5.
Sheet C is all tied up between Jakes and Johnson, 2-2. And Johnson got a deuce in the third. And on sheet D, it's 1-1 in the fourth end.
Hey,
So
line's good.
lots of close
Stop
games
it.
for sure.
Right to it right now.
Yeah, it looks like all these teams are just kind of feeling the first little bit of their first game out here at the BP's Cup. It's
Right
for
to
a
it,
lot
Garrett.
of them their first BP's Cup, and
Line's great. Yep.
if you're not a team like Kevin Cooey or
Right on
Evan
top.
Van Amsterdam that has players that have been in these types of
Nice throw, Cole.
scenarios, it can be really nerve-wracking the first kind of
Good sweep.
couple of shots, the first couple of ends. So getting your feet wet here early. And
5-1.
Stettler and Erskine, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
I imagine even exposure to this arena type ice is a big change for some of the curlers as well.
Yeah, you'll see a big change in the speed, right? And just the rocks too, right? They're actually a
Line's good.
very new set of rocks. I believe they
Top
might actually be a Curling Canada
Line's
set
good.
that is being used.
Whoa.
I'm not quite sure. I'll have to get an update. I'll get that update and bring it back to you guys on Friday. So when you come back on Friday, I'll let
Gotta
you
be
know
Lucas.
what
Gotta be
set they're
Lucas.
from. But yeah,
Lucas.
they're the rocks with how new they are and the curl in them and how this arena ice just
6-1.
really glides. You can have a lot of speed in it.
I just got confirmation from my guy here that they are Curling Canada rocks. That's correct.
There you go. That's yeah. So obviously a great set
D-line.
of rocks there, and yeah, with the arena ice, I would not be shocked if it's running close to 15 and that arena game level speed.
And how would that compare to a big rink like at the Saville Center?
Yeah, for our viewers
Where?
at home that aren't really
Line's
sure
tight.
what the
Back
difference
four.
is in speeds there, you'll see about almost a second to a second and a half quicker speeds here in
Okay,
our
opposite.
competition
Hard
at the BP's Cup, just because this is arena ice with these very, I guess,
Whoa.
well-maintained rocks, right? A lot of the club rocks, they're not
Okay, we'll just
sharpened
release there,
as
just
much
touch
as
wide.
these other
Lot of
ones, and
rotation.
they're not polished as often or stuff like that, and that's a big reason why you'll see club ice is a little bit slower, just because they have often more, I guess, heavier environments for the rocks to slide on. For Will Butler, his I believe it's his first shot here, or I want to say first shot after Ronan just
Tight.
sneaks by. Yeah, it looks like his first
pretty
shot
good.
there. So
Tight.
we'll see where he can put this one. They're just looking to guard
Line's
it. It looks like
good.
Davies putting on some pressure early for Humbke,
Tight.
trying to deal with.
Absolutely.
Hard Lucas. Hurry, quick.
That was another
over.
big
Get
shot
over,
from
get
Humbke on the last end there. Ooh, we see our first.
23 and me.
Yeah,
First
first
hog
hog of the. Yeah, you bet. Not the outcome Davies wanted, but
They still have a
nonetheless.
fairly good setup, but I see Humpke's is pondering the run back here to try and clean
I don't mind
things up. a
trying
little.
this again.
Yeah, and I think for Daniel Humbke, that run back is really queued up really nice, just because his
down a
red
bit.
rock I don't think is going
Okay.
many places
Stop
but
it.
into yellows. So I'm almost wondering this call. It's an interesting call because I think he's just trying to kind of bump that red rock a bit, and if you're Daniel Humbke and you can kind of bump that top yellow just a bit to move your red up, it gives you an opportunity to delay the run back and maybe even have Davies do it for you, right? So
Clean.
This rock is really coming in now.
Curl. Roll big, roll big. This red right to the yellow. Good.
All right.
Certainly makes that red rock a lot harder to remove, although the angle is quite a bit different than it was before.
Sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like I guess a double-edged sword how that yellow one rolled, right? You took away your run back angle, but you also did take away the opportunity for, I guess, Davies to remove that rock a lot more efficiently. So Davies sitting one, Ronan Pedersen with his first of the end, looking to bounce back for his teammate Will Butler after a hogged rock there.
Really tight! Tight!
Lucas Sawiak really trying to get this one
Tight, over curling!
going for depth.
Is it? Over and off. Good. Good. Nice shot.
Great shot from Ronan Pedersen, and that was exactly the call, I believe. The guard just to protect his shooter, and now Humbke's going to have to address this yellow rock a different way, right?
Right.
You can play high side on 1-3 to here.
And for our viewers at home, if you're interested in kind of chipping in and helping the Erskine Curling Club, the Stettler Curling Club, and any other curling clubs throughout the season, our 50/50s online, and you can purchase it right from home as long as you're a resident of Alberta and over the age of 18. So I just checked at the current jackpot mark, and it's already at $1,340. So pretty impressive. Draw one, and we have a whole other draw tonight, right? So
well, we made sure all those school kids showed up with $5 each. We told them it was for chips, but it turns out it was for 50/50 tickets. So
there you go. That's I'm pretty sure we'll have to see if they apply for the age limit, but hey, well, I'm pretty sure they will have some great laughs here at the Stettler Community Recreation Center hosting the BP's Cup once again.
Just run back. Oh.
Wow, what a nice shot from Team
Absolutely,
Humbke.
it's a good turnout, yeah.
Dan's got to be pretty happy with that outcome as he gets all the yellows kind of going a little bit, and you know, notice how his shooter stuck around and rolled right over to a corner guard for his one just behind the tee line. His two reds are queued up for a double, but gets you a corner guard and gets access to those yellows right away for you. So pretty good result there for Team Humbke.
Clean!
Ronan Pedersen trying to make these two reds go away.
Hard!
Will Butler on it now.
Really hard! Really hard!
Do it, Will, hard. All the
Hard!
way. Hard, Will. Dig, Will.
Oh, and will they get by? Oh, they just nick it.
Okay, 11-7.
And they'll nick one of their yellows closer into the rings there. But yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate miss there for Ronan.
Lots of curl to the out to the wings there, even with weight. So that's something they'll have to deal with.
Even if you make this, it always goes
Yeah, it's
here.
something the teams are going to have to learn to adjust to with this arena ice, right? And like we said a little bit earlier on in this end, is a lot of these teams, they're used to practicing on that club level ice, right?
Yeah.
It's the only ice that's available quite readily throughout the year. So
Shooter goes as
the
well.
club ice it doesn't move as hard and it doesn't glide as much on these as compared to this arena ice
three might come here.
here in Stettler.
And you know, because this ice is available on Saturday, we're going to have a mixed doubles competition. Team Gallant, who is the current Canadian champions and could be our team at the Olympics, are coming, and Laura Walker's and her partner are coming out, and we're going to have an exhibition mixed doubles game, so that'll be good for the viewers to do something different.
What a great opportunity. Yeah, for those of our viewers at home that don't know who those two teams they're two of the top mixed doubles teams in the world, if not probably. I could pull up the rankings right now, and I wouldn't be shocked to see them both in the top 10 in the world, because Kirk Myers there and Laura Walker, they've done just a great job in mixed doubles, and they're a solely focused mixed doubles team. And Peter Mingalant, who will be representing Canada at the Olympics, also another Alberta mixed doubles team. Amazing opportunity for these viewers to come see those two heavyweights come play and showcase a new discipline, a newer discipline, I guess, in the Olympics.
It's really something the way the curling game has evolved in the last, I don't know, 5-10 years. I mean, even the sweeping, and maybe later on you can explain why sometimes we see one sweeper and why sometimes we see two sweepers.
Clean.
Yeah, you bet. And
Yes.
that's a big reason why we'll see that, like you said. And Zach Davies looking to make some Reds go. 1, 2, 3, and will he get them all? He does. Great shot from Zach Davies.
And sticks around to boot, so that was a great shot.
Boom! Yeah, you bet. Geez, I'm seeing a lot of Zach Davies in clutch mentions for moment of the game so far, so really a great shot. Team Humbke, their end kind of fading away there after that shot, but looking to kind of generate something with Daniel's 2 last shots. And yeah, just an incredible shot from Zach on that last one.
There's still some corner guards there on the opposite sheet of the ice there. Would he be trying a hit and roll here, or would he just be quite content with a stick?
I think he would be a little bit more content if he got the hit and roll under that red. So it looks like they're just trying to throw this so that they can hit half a rock and roll under their red corner guard. And Colton Brandt really trying to work this stone over. But the big thing here is you want to make, if you're Humbke, you want to make sure you're not overcooking this, but it doesn't look like it will. It'll just sit right on the center line. So for Zach Davies, kind of the same thing. If you can kind of hit and roll under the corner there, that you pretty much force Humbke to a 1, right?
Heavy side, yeah. All right, that's fine. I'm fine with taking 1 here.
So Zach, seeing that there wasn't a lot of movement on that from Humbke, would he be tempted to try the other turn, or does it?
You could see them trying the other turn, just because you don't want to interfere with that front yellow, right? And with the amount of curl in this ice, you really want to keep away from that yellow, because that yellow is your opportunity to force Humbke here. And for Zach Davies, it's a great opportunity for him to put the pressure on Humbke early in this game. Final shot for yellow in the 4th end here of the first draw of the 2025 Boston Pizza Cup.
Whoa.
Looks like the weight's up.
Clean.
Yeah, floating a little bit.
Clean. Yep. It's good.
So they'll get that opportunity to stick 2 in the house, but if you're Daniel Humbke, you can probably throw enough weight to maybe even roll your shooter out here. So I'm not sure if...
Looks like he's going to take it on. It's a good opportunity for a blank, considering that it looked like he was going to be forced to 1.
Yeah, it's really tough to see with the overhead if that yellow rock, if you hit it nose, if you stick in. But maybe if Danny thinks that you can roll a little bit over to the side there, it could be a better option for a blank. And I would not be shocked to see some heavyweight here. Final shot for Danny Humbke in the 4th end with hammer in the red stones of the Boston Pizza Cup here in Stettler.
Whoa! Yep. Oh! Street! Whoa! Rolled out!
Oh, and he does it. Great shot.
It's another great shot. These skips are really coming up with some clutch shots, and they need it.
Yeah, these skips, they seem to be pretty on fire at the moment, but we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Curling Alberta's 50-50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $100,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and proud sponsor of the 2023 Alberta Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Okay, you bet.
Oh, cool.
All right, everyone. Hello and welcome back to the Boston Pizza Cup. It's a nice frigid day here in Stettler, Mark, and a little bit of a closer game for us here.
Absolutely. I'm just monitoring some of our fans from around the country. I see Kelly Higgins has joined us from North Vancouver, and they're suffering through some terrible weather. They had snow the other day, so a shout out to Kelly Higgins.
Line's good.
Yeah, and for all of our fans who are looking to kind of interact with us in the event, feel free to chat in that chat box there. All you have to do is subscribe to Curling Zone on their page, or you can view the game also on Curling Alberta's stream for both viewer pages. Feel free to go in that comment and kind of say hello, where you're viewing from. We'd love to hear it, so we'll give you a little shout out. And
Hey, looks
yeah,
good.
good game here ahead of us.
Just top four.
Probably right to it.
Whoa.
Right to it. Real close.
Over
So
on
it looks like for yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to give an update on the other sheets. Looks like Team Libus on sheet A came up with a deuce in the fourth, and they're up 3-2.
Gotta be on the yellow. Hard. Good.
Sheet C is still in the fourth end. There's a mess of rocks in play. Looks like possibly red. Johnson got 2, and
Mid 5. Mid to low. Okay.
It's 2-1. Vavrick got 1 in the fourth end, and it's 2-1. He's up 2-1 on sheet D over Kist.
Line's good.
I like the ad.
Yeah, and that's another cool thing that Alberta's experienced this year is this year you'll notice that a lot of the men's and women's teams that qualified were the junior development teams that will also be competing at our U20 championship. So a lot of these teams like Davies, Keast, and I'm trying to think of some other ones that are in the field. I'm looking at it right now. But especially with the women's too, you've got Richards, Plett, Shannon, Duncan, all those teams. They're all junior teams that are going to be competing at the under 20 level. So just incredible to see, right? Such great skill at such a young age.
So the future is bright, you're telling me, in as far as Alberta curling in the upcoming
Yeah,
years.
you bet. You bet. It's incredible to see. And for all the provinces
hitting
that
this
are,
one
are
just-
looking
just
away,
before.
Alberta's well known for our success at nationals, and
In?
these junior teams, they'll be
Okay.
for sure trying to do exactly that. So
I think Peel.
And you know, I guess credit goes to that, to the Curling Alberta organization. We've had through this whole process, we've had such support from their championship coordinator, Terry Morris. He's been other than throwing some last-minute curveballs to the MC. He's
I think
he's
we
been
had to
great
hit that
help.
one, yeah.
And then Jill Groves, the executive director of Curling Alberta, she's out there working hard,
played the
making
wrong
sure
turn at
everything's
that.
running good. So shout out to all the Curling Alberta folks, especially the ones that are on site. Michael Latterout is another one that's here that's doing his thing. So thanks, guys.
Yeah.
yeah, the Curling Alberta team on site, they're pretty awesome. I get to work with them every now and then, and they're pretty good people. So props to them, and props to another great championship. I'm sure that's already been deemed a success. And I know it's the first draw, but it just seems like it's so awesome out there. Like, look at all the fans in the stands and all the people behind these teams, and great to see, right? So for Davies, they did have a guard up there at one point, but it doesn't look so anymore. So
It does look though that they're going to try and replace that guard by the looks of things.
yeah, they're going to try and put one back up just to try and kind of protect their yellow. They're not shot rock right now, but they are probably in the best position out of both teams just because of how those rocks are staggered, right? And Ronan Pedersen really trying to work this over for his second, Will Butler.
Hard, Ronan.
So on that sweep there, Ronan's sweeping to try and carve the rock over, and the other sweeper is just trying to bring it a little deeper.
Yeah, you bet. So those inside sweepers, they're about 90% of the sweep. That's how effective they are, right? So those inside sweepers, so Ronan being the closest to the stone for any of the junior curlers at home, that's how they try and carve the rock over, I guess. That's the big thing. And Lucas Sawiak trying to get the frost off and just prime the ice for Ronan's sweep, right? So these U of A guys, they're pretty effective at sweeping. They have great techniques, so making sure that they can try and help each other to get the result they want. Garrett Johnston looking to just kind of play into the middle here and isolate that yellow rock, right?
Rearrange
or maybe
things
the guard.
a little, eh?
Yeah, you bet.
Gotta go.
Yeah, they do exactly that. Great shot from Garrett Johnson. He's had a really just kind of subtly great game so far. He's made that clutch double in the second end, and just whatever asked, I guess, is really well performing right now. And a shout out to all of our gold sponsors, our local gold sponsors. Without you, the event wouldn't happen. So Crop Management, Brant Stettler, Wilford, and GT Hydraulic, thanks for your amazing support of this event, and it's great to have you aboard.
Really hard.
You know, as a living in a small community, you always notice some of these companies that they always step up for whatever it be, whether it be an event like this or supporting the food bank or other such things. So it's a real testament to they understand what a community is all about. So it is great to see.
Yeah, you bet. The Stettler community, like you said, has just taken this championship full on and embraced it with everything they have, and that's how successful championships run, right? And a little frustration there from Ronan Pedersen. He nicked the guard and didn't quite get by to address those red rocks in the middle, so it looks like they're going to be just drawing to the side for Daniel Humbke. They do have hammers, so they're trying to just secure their two at this point and make sure that they have every opportunity to put two on the board here.
Just the broom. Looks like it's got a lot.
And I guess with that, that just shows how his last rock at the last end, how important that was, so that now he's able to reset and go for his deuce. or more this end.
Yeah, a little bit of a verbal replay for you guys. If you missed that shot in the fourth end there, Daniel Humbke made an amazing shot on his last to make a little hit and roll and double two of the Davies rocks in the house at the front of the house to roll out a play and get a blank out of it. So great effort from him. It was kind of one of those calls as a commentator, you're like, ooh, I'm not sure if that's the right one. You could regret that at the end, but well called, well made, and reward paying off now.
Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it.
Okay.
So okay result for Davies there. It's not horrible, but it's not ideal with not removing that second red. I think priority was the double there and just overcurled a little bit on Ronan there, but
Oh, he wants the end. Okay.
Humbke just trying to kind of hit and roll under that yellow guard and try and bury as many of those reds and have Zach address it.
Mine's good.
Close.
Clean. Yep. Yep. Whoa.
Queen.
Whoa. Whoa. Curl. Just a shitty line call. Sorry, Dan. Sorry, Chris.
That's not the result he wanted.
No, a little bit of an unforced error there from Humbke. And Dan just over curling there by the looks of it. But you know, the funny thing is that red rock, it hit that catcher yellow and stuck around in the back. You might just see that red in the back of the house. And with the amount of, with how little rocks are in play already, Zach, he has an opportunity to put the pressure on Humbke right now. But if he's ever light or a little bit heavy, you might have an opportunity to kind of bring that one back into play.
So I guess his goal here is to keep these rocks as even as possible and not line up any sort of double.
Flat to low 5.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. You want to make sure that you don't leave Daniel Humbke a double of any sort so that you play into their goal of the end, which is ultimately getting 2, right? And if you're Zach Davies, you're trying to get a force here so that you can get the opportunity to put 2 back and tie the game in the 6th, right?
Absolutely, and I guess
Airtight.
you know, with that back red, if he puts that in front of that, then there's also the jam opportunity if Humbke decides that's the rock he wants to remove.
Yeah, and I think for
really
a lot of our viewers at home, if you're a lot of what these curlers talk about on the ice, I'm not sure if you can hear it at the club right now, but a lot of it is hearing what the tolerance is in each shot. So for that shot, that's a really good tolerance because even though you're maybe not what's it called, where you ideally would have wanted to be, your second shot, so you get that option to be second shot. But the one thing about that shot is you did kind of leave a little bit of space maybe for Daniel Humbke to roll his shooter over to yellow, and that could be where he could bring a 2 or maybe more back into play.
Trying to get to there. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
I think even here.
All right.
Yeah, just try and get across.
And you know,
center.
Mark, I think
Okay.
one of the things that really excel these junior teams in Alberta so far into the women's and men's fields already is how they get something out of every shot, that tolerance. They have a plan B on every shot where if they're not there at their original shot, they're there on their secondary shot. And you know what? It might not be 100%, but it's 75% of what they wanted, and it gets the job done, right?
Sure. So you look at Jason Humbke here. He's 22 years old, and he's thinking this game at an elite level. So kudos to him for that.
Yeah, 22 years old, Daniel Humbke there. He's skipping his team for the first time in the BP's Cup. And really cool opportunity for him, I'm sure. And gets the roll on how he wanted. He would have liked it a little farther over, but you know what? I'm pretty sure for Daniel Humbke, he'll take that. And really great result for him and his team on that shot. So
Thought we were actually going to get more of a kick out of it.
now, I'm not sure. I haven't seen the overhead yet, but I'm not sure if there's a double opportunity or for Davies here, but I think they're just going to try and hit and roll
I thought that was in the house for some reason.
to try and...
I didn't look properly, I guess.
So they want to hit away from the second shot yellow rock so that the double opportunity is not there.
Yeah, it honestly could be a triple opportunity here for Zach Davies. Another one, half a rock, and I'm pretty sure you might get them all. So we'll see what Zach Davies throws here. I'm wondering if he's going to throw some softer weight or a little bit more. Final stone for Zach Davies in the fifth end before we head to break without hammer.
Close.
Clean. Yep. Forward.
Here comes Lucas Sawiak really trying to hold this rock now.
Forward.
Roll it.
Any roll.
He gets the little tiny roll there.
11-4.
Double my jam.
So not maybe the ideal spot for Zach Davies, but it's not a horrible spot because I don't think Daniel Humbke can really toy around. Yeah, it just looks pretty sketch with that catcher red, right?
Right. So he'll be content with his one.
Yeah, it looks like it. I'm not sure if they'll put a stick to it. It looks clearly yellow to me right now, but you never know. They could put a stick to it just to be abundantly sure, but I'm pretty sure it's a shot for one here. So I think if your team Zach Davies, mission accomplished here with the last rock in the fifth end coming for Daniel Humbke.
Yep. Yes. Yep.
Sweepers on this early.
Yep. Clean.
Oh, never mind.
Clean. Good. He just was a tad inside. One red.
And they'll get their one by the looks of it. Alrighty, and we'll be right after this fifth end break.
I thought that was taken off.
It's
kind of soft.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Oh, sorry, sweetie, but we do have car and home insurance with Bel Air Direct, so it's all good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they made it easy with an online quote.
Interesting.
Plus, we're saving a bunch.
Like $4?
We're talking hundreds.
So enough when you to my house?
Sweetie.
I want the one with the hot tub.
Saving on car and home insurance with Bel Air Direct is simpler than playtime.
Hey everyone, it's the fifth end.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Original 16, a great way to celebrate things done well.
Going that way.
Oh yeah. They
on Dan's line. So they had 2 yellows in pretty good spots. Yeah.
All right, for our viewers joining us once again, we're just coming back after the fifth end break here. My name's Justice Jakes, and I'm pleased to be joined by Mark Higgins here at the Stettler Community Recreation Center, where we are watching the 2025 Boston Pizza Cup presented by Curling Alberta and proudly hosted by the Erskine Curling Club. So, Mark, great game so far. We've seen some amazing shots.
You know, we have, and we've seen, you know, there's been some instances where some missed shots have set up those amazing shots, but I guess that's why the skips get the big money, because they've bailed their teams out a few times. I guess we should mention some of the Curling Alberta sponsors: Sentinel Storage, Original 16, and Bel Air Direct. They're all great sponsors of Curling Alberta.
Yeah, if you need a good beverage to go watch the game with, an 016 is a nice cold one, right? And it's so refreshing.
Absolutely. And any curlers that are listening, or any people that are listening in the Stettler area, we have a lounge upstairs that opens up after the events, and it's a well-stocked facility. So come on up, have a beverage, and enjoy the company of the other spectators. I've got a couple more shout-outs to make. I've got Emily Higgins, who's the curling manager at the Canmore Golf and Curling Club, is listening in. Jill Higgins in Canmore, Alberta, and my daughter Sean Higgins, who's living out west of Cochrane. So they're all listening to their dad with his maiden voyage on the commentating gig.
Hopefully they don't grill you too much in the family group chat. I know my mom and dad, they've been watching and texting me. They're like, oh my gosh, you need to step it up a little bit. And I'm like, oh, slacking off here. But anyway, moral of the story, I also wanted to give out a shout out to a couple of the fans in the chat here. We've got Roxanne Hiscock watching from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Awesome to see. So pretty awesome. Peggy Kirkpatrick watching from New Brunswick. And Megan Edwards from Hamilton, Ontario, and Brantford, Ontario for Wally K. So great to see all those amazing fans. And as you guys said it yourself, another week of the curling life. So great to see all of you. And Lisa Shepard from Oliver, BC. So literally across Canada, Mark.
Absolutely, yeah. That's great.
Super awesome to see. And early on in this Davies Humbke game, we have about 340 viewers watching us on Curling Stadium, and I don't have the Curling Alberta stream in front of me, so I can't see on that stream, but I'm sure there's a few there too. So great to see so many interested viewers on our stream.
Looks like that Humbke rock went a little deep, and Davies is looking to take advantage of that. They were going to come around the corner, but it didn't quite finish like they thought it would.
Yeah, kind of a Christmas tree setup right now, but for Davies, it's not the most ideal right now just because of how that Christmas tree is looking. You're kind of the one in the middle, and you don't have control of it really, with Humbke being the main player there in the format of that setup of the end. And that's the big thing with Humbke right now, is they're trying to just kind of keep it clean. And Colton Brandt, he had to do a switch up there.
Let's control.
Trying to hold the rock right by so it didn't kill his back red, and just looks like a little bit overthrown there from the Humbke team. But Davies going to have another opportunity to kind of set up here.
Looks like he's going to contemplating splitting the house. Or freeze to the back one.
Yeah, it's something you'll see these U of A teams do a little bit, Mark, is the splitting the house, making them equal, and just kind of getting that kind of corner yellow rock in play there. But it gives them an opportunity to maybe do it. But it looks like Zach Davies might have switched the call here right away. I think they might be drawing back to that back red.
Line's good. All there.
And so you'll see a lot of teams that aren't from a university level landscape kind of play that back red there. And that's what Davies is doing now. So
Ronan hard. Hard.
And the reason for that is that because the coaching at the university level teaches a different strategy.
3-9.
Yeah, the U of A strategy, it's pretty elite. It's well known. They've had lots of success in the past, and that's where this Davies team might be getting their strategy from, right? And as someone who's played a few games against the U of A teams over the years and lost most of them, then yeah, it's proven to work. I can tell you it works. So
it had nothing to do with skill. It was just their strategy was different. Is that the case, Justin?
No, I think my skill is it's not as good as maybe they would be, but what's it called? They also have some really good players on their team. I've played against a lot of these guys for a long time, and very good curlers, all of them. So I actually curl with Lucas's brother, Marcus. He's on my team, so I know this team very well, this Davies team.
So an update on the other sheets here. Sheet D, Kist got a 3 in the fifth end, and they're up.
Ooh, big score.
Yeah, big score. They're up 4-2. I think that's the first 3 we've seen.
Line's good.
Top 12.
Sheet C is tied up 3-3. Jakes took a single in the fifth end, and that's tied up. And
Line's
then,
good.
Libas is up 5-2 on sheet A over Jamie King. So that's
there you go. Yeah, that was a big steal of 2 for Jacob Libas there in the sheet A there, and great for him. Their team, they have a very well experienced coach. Brad Thiessen is their coach this week, and or I believe that's who their coach is. I should check their roster. Oh, he's their alternate, but I believe Mike Libas might be their coach for the week. But Brad Thiessen, very well known curler, won the Brier for Alberta a couple years back. So.
Real nice.
Now, does Brad have a role with Curl Canada or Curl Alberta as a?
I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I know for sure he works a lot with this Libas team. I believe he's their full coach. I think they listed him as the alternate this week just to bring on Mike. As Mike Libas is also a fantastic coach and ice maker, well-known ice maker here in Alberta, and just great to see that they're using every resource in their book to try and make a play for the playoffs and hopefully later in the week, right? So
Absolutely.
another young under 25 team here in the field that they've had some success getting here a few times, and now I think they're ready to try and crack for the playoffs, right? So
Oh, that's great. Lots of rocks in play again this end. Nothing really
Line's
out
good.
front.
Or add. Wait's good.
Line's good.
Top four. T.
Line's grim.
William Butler just kind of
Line's
looking to
good.
manage the stone there.
Tight. T. Whoa.
Holding it
Tight.
now, trying to just get it by that front yellow. I'm not sure if they'll squeak by. Oh, they do.
did, yeah,
What a
just
shot.
by.
Great shot. Yeah. You're watching that, and Ronan Pedersen's happy with the sweep on that one.
Yeah,
I was a little nervous for their team there, but
Be here. Yeah. Okay. Or you play this. It's pretty tight though, with this red guard.
so really kind of has set up a great,
Even if you play that, like
I guess,
one
scenario
ball,
for
they
Davies,
drive
right?
here.
You've got 1, 2, 3 all lined
I think there's
up.
a corner on
The
this.
3 yellows, if you can see them in the
That's
red.
fine too.
12-foot, the blue
Or do you like
4-foot
the
there,
draw?
and
Whatever you like.
Humbke, they'd only have the one lone
I don't mind
red rock
that.
sitting on the back of
Okay.
the button there. It is shot
Just, like,
rock,
forward
but
weight,
very
flop over.
exposed, so easy for
Yeah,
Davies to
quiet.
even hit and plunk
Ideally, you
and
just
put
flop
another
over
one in
center.
the line.
Yeah. Or what does that leave him though? We go there.
He doesn't have much.
And for
He
viewers at
guards.
home that are looking to get in on the action, one of the things you can do is buy a
maybe he
50-50
draws
ticket.
from
It
his court
supports the
here.
Erskine Curling Club, who's hosted this event. It also supports, I believe, all the other curling clubs
this
throughout the year. Whenever
Okay.
Curling Alberta does a 50-50,
Same weight.
and
Same weight.
the
Yeah.
jackpot is at $1,440 already. So winner
Same
takes
weight,
home
but we're trying to
$720
corner
as it
freeze,
sits, and there's 7 hours till the draw time. It goes till after tonight's
like
draw,
top 4 foot.
who has some amazing commentators again. So I'm not sure who they are,
I think
but
we're one. Didn't even-
definitely
to be
I'm
honest
sure
with
they're
you,
They'll
good.
be-
Gary does a
they'll
great
be
job in
good.
bringing them on.
Just top four.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Top four.
Trying to give you the same.
All right, here's third Dan Bubala,
Line's good.
just trying
Just
to
top eight. Top eight.
place
top
another
four.
red in a decent
Line's
spot
great.
for
Go,
Humbke to just kind of, I believe, corner
Gotta
freeze
go
that
line.
yellow that's in
Line's
the
good.
top of the 4-foot
Trust
there.
me, guys. You gotta go on this.
Right.
Hard.
They're really trying to drag this
Girl,
now.
girl,
Garrett
girl,
Johnston and Colton
girl.
Brandt, the front end for Humbke,
Right
really
through,
trying
right
to
through.
just go all they have.
Okay. Good.
Comes up a little short, but still a useful rock.
Exactly, and I think that comes back to the tolerance talk, right? It's a great spot to be because it guards that one shot that's kind of holding you on for dear life right now if you're Humbke. So that's a good opportunity for them and good plan B.
Like easy.
Now, if you're Zach Davies, you're probably wanting to get some rocks kind of just out of the way here. So he'll try this long. I'm thinking double. Or maybe a little hit and roll. Yeah, hit and roll. That
Clean.
could be it.
Head.
Whoa.
Heavy. Medium.
Clean.
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 Hard.
Yep. Hard.
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 Hard. Really hard.
Equal. Okay.
Well thrown, well executed. Great result for him. He killed his other yellow on the side there, but honestly, I think it was just a hair over curled there, and
Make that and lose both shooters.
well thrown from Ronan Pedersen there, and the result that his skip wanted.
Speed has picked up just that smidge.
So it looks like Daniel's still going to attempt to freeze into that pocket. Basically cover the B in BP.
Just around the button.
Yeah, you bet. And I think one of the reasons why he's doing this now is if you see on that back red that's sitting at the back of the button right now, if you try and remove it, if you're Zach Davies, it's often going into your yellow and probably potentially even jamming and sticking around. So for Daniel Humbke, this is the time to capitalize on the half miss there from Team Davies, and it didn't quite hold enough So Daniel Humbke just looking to kind of sit on the top of the button.
Okay,
Line's close.
Gotta be T
Line's
line, Cole.
good. Line's good.
Line's
Whoa.
nice.
Back 4.
Room.
Colton Brandt going on it already, but it looks like Garrett Johnston
Back 4. Garrett.
Like lots
is
of
ready
weight.
to go
Go,
here.
go,
Yeah,
Garrett,
lots
go.
of weight.
Go. Gotta go.
Starting to come off now. We'll see if they can get it back.
You can rub that a bit. All right. Okay.
It's just a little heavy and didn't catch the curl.
3 feet.
Yeah, and that's where Davies is going to have an opportunity to try and just kind of plunk this one out or run it back and deal with it, right? And that it's not a bad result on where that rock ended up that they just threw for Humbke on his first, because now that red rock, it could very well jam on that back red there, but
4.5.
still an opportunity for Davies to ram another yellow in there and potentially sit 3 big ones in the middle.
So he would basically be looking at back house weight, hack weight on this rock, so that the sweepers can control it. But he needs enough to clear that red, and I guess ideally, if he gets by that front yellow, is to get a bit of a roll on the inside.
Yeah, you bet. The rock, it has a little bit more swing here in this ice, right? So it's this arena ice. So if you're smart with your team and make this a team shot, then just communicate well and help your sweepers manage that rock to really carve it in at the end. Keep it out there and then carve. That's the plan here for Davies. Hack weight, it seems to be the call, or board weight. That softer takeout weight.
Whoa. Curl. Back 1. Curl.
Little wider, so
Carve,
Lucas, yeah, Lucas Salyak trying to get it now. But yeah, the carve now. He's getting it back. Will he get it? Ooh, just nicks it.
3-2.
Now, if you're Team Humbke, I'm thinking you're liking your opportunity here, but you also have to recognize that they still have the run back on their front yellow, right? So
I don't think you can make it any.
if
It
you're
is
Team Humbke,
it is a lonely red for sure.
it is a lonely red, so you really want to make sure that you're protecting
You were here.
everything you have here.
That's
So
probably back 8.
I guess
Where
ideally
did I throw that back 8?
cover the
Yeah,
corner of that
you were
front
here.
yellow
Okay,
to
with the
take away
sweeping,
that
yeah.
run back.
yeah, I think that's a
Let's
big
just try that again.
big spot to be right now, is just
No,
kind of cover
I'd
the
like to be
corner or
locked on our red.
be in that kind of 8-foot to top 4-foot range. Even top 4 could be a little bit deep
And you
here,
ain't less.
but to kind of plunk and
Yeah, it's back
put
8,
the
no
anchor
less.
down to prevent a big run back from Davies, right? Zach Davies made a big triple in the fourth, so you know he can throw it. Last stone for Daniel Humbke in the 6th end.
Whoa.
Up 3-1.
Whoa.
The first draw of the Boston Pizza Cup.
Running.
You ready? Nothing yet. Stay close. Stay
Line's
close,
nice.
Garrett. Stay close.
Always
Colton,
Garrett.
Team
Colton.
Humbke just managing this rock now, sweeping it now,
Garrett.
just to get by the yellow.
Yep.
Looks a little up.
Try and get it right beside it. Okay.
Ooh.
Sets up a bit of a pocket there for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
Now, if you're Zach Davies, I'm not sure if you can get
Probably just for 2.
both, but
Although
who
he's
is
looking
shot
at
over that
Yeah,
back?
it's there.
he's looking at the run back.
Skinny by this one.
I would think
I think for Zach Davies, honestly, like,
I was thinking
if you
field.
could come back with that, like, back 8 weight and just bump that red back, that would maybe be a
We're looking at
a hit for
interesting
3.
call. Yeah,
am I
hit
out?
for 3. I
Yeah.
think it could be there for
7
3.
8s then.
Although it seems anything with a little bit of
shade
weight is just they're just not getting the curl on it. So it looks like he's looking at the run back. This is,
Yeah.
certainly a risk reward shot here.
Team Humbke sitting 1, and I think that's why they're playing this, is they think their back yellow could save them from giving up a steal of more than 1. So if you're Team Davies, you go you give up a steal of 1, you're down 3 in the 7th, and you have hammer in the 7th. So would be very nice for them to score here. Last rock from Zach Davies in the 6th end, throwing yellow stones at the 2025 Alberta Boston Pizza Cup.
Yep. Whoa, clean. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Sweeper's getting ready.
Just clean.
Oh, looks like it's a little wide. He'll only get the 1, gives up the steal of 1.
Steal a 1.
So it'll be 4-1 Humbke after the 6th end, and we'll be right after these commercials.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Curling Alberta's 50-50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $100,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
Following Sunday. Ladies is very similar. They usually get upwards 30 teams, and they go hard.
There you go.
We're back on.
We are back on. Yeah, we're just talking a little bit to our viewers about the Erskine Curling Club and the amazing events they host year-round, as they're our host club this year for hosting our Boston Pizza Cup in Alberta that will send one team to the Briar. That, yeah, they have some amazing, cool little bonspiels, right? And it's funny, they're not very little for how small their curling club is, right?
Right, you know, a lot of the curlers, they're very conscious about getting to all the other small town bonspiels, and sort of what goes around comes around, and they generally draw 40 men's teams for their year-end spiel, and it's a big event. It starts on a Sunday, ends on the following Sunday. There's lots of hospitality going on, but you know, everyone has a good time, and then there's, you know, some of the better smaller rinks in central Alberta show up to have a chance to win the Erskine Bonspiel.
Yeah, that's just remarkable. Such a great thing that happens annually, right? And in a little 3-club curling club, nonetheless, amazing. Just amazing to see. Such a great rural curling community, and Like you said, a town of 300 people, and that curling club has probably got to be the center of that town, and it's awesome to see, right?
No, we're like
Absolutely.
three,
Yeah,
three,
no,
four. Just
they're
touching center
proud of
line.
it, and you know we've got a lot of young lads that have
We're like just two
taken the reins,
Dan,
and
small bump.
they've got a lot of energy. I mean,
Colton, you can go.
committing
Colton,
to this
Colton.
event is just
Hard.
testament to that. And
Hard.
we've got guys
Hard.
like Miles, who's one of the co-chairs, Tracy
top four, not
Volker,
halfway.
the other co-chair, and our president Kenzie. They're just they're tireless in promoting the club, and these are people that work or have
It's M5 here.
big farms that they're operating, but they still get time to get out and enjoy a weekend at a rink or whatever it may be. So it is great, and I think we're all pretty proud of it.
Yeah, definitely something to be proud of. And Davies, they're down by 3 here in the 7th end to Daniel Humbke. And Daniel Humbke just looking to kind of put the pressure on Davies now with being a little bit more aggressive in the house. And right now for Daniel Humbke, being aggressive is defense, right? It's preventing any sort of scorage from Davies, right?
So ideally, a force of 1 would be a great outcome for Daniel Humbke at this stage, would it not?
You bet. That would be ideal for him and his team, and it looks like that is definitely the way it's trending to be. Rock's in play. He wants his last rock, or he wants Zach to throw a draw on his last rock like he did on the 3rd end there. So
Well, maybe on this one.
Daniel Humbke just rolling that one, or yeah, looks like he needed that one to maybe stick around a bit,
Absolutely.
but moves it around a little bit. But big steal from Team Humbke there in the last end. They got the rock in a good spot. They protected it and used everything to their advantage to try and force Davies to make a little bit of a run back that only got one of the Reds out. So steal of 1 was the result.
So Davies has 2 corner guards set up, and looks like their strategy now is to come around there, and
Top 8, weight's good.
they're still
Top 8,
generating their deuce.
Top 4.
Yeah, and if you're Team Davies right now, you're down by 3 in the 7th end with the hammer. So you're trying to capitalize on that hammer, right? Because you only have 4 ends left in this game. So they have to make sure they're using every rock to their advantage right now and putting them in good spots, right? A little bit of a Christmas tree setup there, but if you're Daniel Humbke, you can see about, I'd say, just under half of that rock. And so if you're third Dan Bubloa, then you're looking to maybe remove that from play and just have your red stick around. It would definitely force Davies to kind of address those reds.
Think more?
Right.
Yeah, just a bit.
And for our viewers in the chat, if you want a little bit of a shout out, go on the Curling Zone stream and interact with us on the chats. Tell us where you're watching in from. I know there's not a lot of curling going on right now as build-up goes on, or build-up, I guess, happens for the Scotties and the Brier coming up. But as we look to see who the second Alberta team would be in the Brier, let us know where you're tuning in from, and we'll give you a little shout out here on the stream.
I've got a shout out. A lot of this is about volunteers, and our small community is blessed to have so many volunteers that are committed to their community. A couple that are going to be coming in a few ends or a couple of draws from now to watch some curling. Are the volunteers at the Super Flutie thrift store, which donate literally hundreds of thousands of dollars to the communities, and then to my heart are the volunteers at the Stettler Food Bank, who give a lot of their hours to help those in need. So shout out to those groups.
Curl.
Yeah, amazing support that they give all they have to this community, and that's just so great to see in this Alberta community, and great to see if you're a curler from watching from home, right? To know that these events that you're watching and everything that is presented today is all from that countless effort and support they have from the volunteers.
So it looks like the Humbke rink is continuing to apply the pressure.
Sitting 2 in the house, not looking bad for them.
Okay, right off then.
Just a broom here, boys.
And he,
Right off,
why would he group these rocks
Over-curling
rather
if
than
anything.
try to come around that
Clean,
corner
yep.
guard? Is it just the risk of
Go
going
ahead, then.
deep and giving Davies
Right to broom.
an opening to freeze to it?
Hard goal.
You bet. I think
bite,
anywhere
gotta bite.
near that
You got
corner
it.
guard
Good
is
catching, guys.
kind of a
There you go.
threat to you right now. Those corner guards are honestly what are hurting you at the moment. And if you're Davies, you're trying everything you can right now to try and get that rock under those corner guards, because that's how you score a multiple. And
Okay, I like
multiples
that.
are often scored. They're proven to be scored more often than not under a corner guard. And so for any of the junior curlers watching, then it would be a great kind of opportunity to get those rocks under play and score some major points that are probably needed in the next couple of ends here if you're Davies.
So Humbke's
Whoa.
strategy of being aggressive is an actual good defense,
Whoa.
and he's
Whoa.
keeping the play away from
Whoa.
those corner guards.
Curl.
Yeah, I think for Daniel Humbke, defense or being aggressive is defense right now for you. And
Really nice try.
there's 2 kind of ways you can approach this end if you're Daniel Humbke's team. And it's 1, kill the corners as soon as you have the opportunity, or
9-7.
put rocks in play so that any rocks that Davies puts in place don't count, right? And Zach has to make them go away at some point. So,
Right.
and I think that's the route they're opting for at this point. But for Davies, that was a very good shot from Ronan Pedersen there, because you'll look at where that shooter stuck. It's stuck in the 12-foot there, hanging on by a thread. And I'm actually not. I'm kind of surprised why Humbke isn't being a little bit more aggressive here, or I guess defensive here, and trying to remove that yellow stone on the corner. Even though it's all the way on the corner, it's a rock that can score right now, right? So
Yeah, absolutely. So would I mean, the fact that we haven't had any weight thrown out to the wings, would that factor into Daniel's decision, or?
you could, it could factor into the decision for sure, just with the sole reason being that if you don't stick your shooter there, then Zach's opportunity to kind of get rid of a rock and try and roll his shooter again limits the red in the house, right? Then you're down to 1 red in the house. So I think for Danny, he's just looking to put red in the house, make Zach look at a bunch and go, what do I do?
Get it here. Get it here. Really good sweep, guys.
And
Really
a couple comments in the comments. I see Elan13, that account from Stettler, Alberta. So local. You might have to come down and enjoy an 016 and catch a game if you can. Great to see you on the stream, though. We're happy to have you.
And buy a 50-50 while you're here.
Yeah, you bet. That's a great way to support the Erskine Curling Club and clubs across Alberta, right? So, and an old teammate of mine, Carter Elder, he's watching from the couch. Funny as ever, Carter. So great job with the little comment there, and nice to see you, buddy, on the stream. So.
My end. This should be close.
So for Zach Davies, that same type of shot,
Trying to
hit
get
and
the
roll,
roll and
try and
kill
kill a
some
couple
reds.
reds while you're at it. So first shot for Zach Davies in the 7th end with hammer. He's down by 3, needing to sit a couple yellows and potentially generate some points here.
Yep. Clean. Yep.
So they're calling him on right away. The rock's already curling, and Will Butler really trying to hold this now for Team Davies.
Keep it out there.
And they'll get one of the
8-4.
the reds. But you know, it's not a bad outcome if you are Zach Davies, because you bunched up those other 2 reds, right, Mark?
Right.
And we want to stick, right?
Yeah, we want to outcount that. So.
And see, now you're almost forced to, if you're Daniel Humbke, you have to kind of address one of those yellows They're going for the other kind of yellow on the side because if you do just hit and stick that yellow and out count, or maybe flop in a little bit and out count that top yellow there in the top of the 12 foot, you definitely force and get your opportunity to be up 2 with the hammer and the 8.
So he needs just a hair of a roll. I mean, a nose hit might not do it. And then Davies would have to take on that double.
Daniel Humbke with his last rock without the hammer in the 7th end of the 2025 Alberta Boston Pizza Cup.
Hard, Garrett! Hard!
It's gotta move.
Clean! Whoa! Whoa!
Really gotta move,
whoa.
but Garrett Johnston doing his best to do so, and did he almost overcook it? But no, he'll take that opportunity really well. Great sweep from Garrett Johnston to get that back.
Yeah.
That's there.
That's there, yeah.
He's probably got to be one of the most influential and impactful players in this game so far, Mark. In my opinion, he's just had such a subtly great game, and his shots have been in the right spots. His sweeping has been excellent. Communicating,
Go through the third, actually.
very well played.
Oh, it's a quarter.
Okay. Peel.
Like here.
This would be a great opportunity to use the Humpty Dory.
Yeah, literally. Team Humpke with a nice Humpty Dory shot there. Oh, it's all Humpty Dory for Team Humpke right now, as we were talking that would be a good little hashtag for their team. Zach Davies with a pretty aggressive call here. Needs to. He's going to try the triple. Final stone. Zach Davies, 7th end. Throwing yellow stones.
Yep.
Down by 3.
Whoa! Yep.
Will Butler managing the stone. Getting ready now. Lucas Sawiak getting it over it. Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, it gets 2 of them,
thin.
but doesn't get the 3rd.
Another steal of 1 for Humpke.
Another steal of 1, so game starting to go to Team Humpke's sides. Can Team Davies pull it together? We'll be right back after the break.
Good try.
So are both these teams, is this their
Curling Alberta's 50-50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $100,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and proud sponsor of the 2023 Alberta Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
Original 16, a great way to celebrate things done well.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
So who is that who just jumped in? Oh, we're back.
We are back. Yeah, so 8th end there in the first draw of the 2025 Alberta Boston Pizza Cup presented by Curling Alberta. And we've got a little bit of a bigger score now for Team Humbke with up 4 in the 8th end with 3 ends left to play. Team Davies really trying to get as many rocks as they can in play and generate some offense here for their team. So Mark, if you're Team Humbke right now, you're just looking to stay the course, but for Team Davies, that was a pretty good shot. They froze to the red rock right under their guard.
It'll take a couple of shots to remove that yellow. So
Line's tight.
It is a good setup.
Little down too.
Yeah, I think for Team Humbke, it's kind of, you got to kind of address it now, kind of before it becomes more of a bigger problem throughout the end.
Weight's real good. Clean.
Right.
Weight's real nice.
Right to it. Yep.
Maybe Justin, you could explain. There's been a lot of publicity around the brushes that are used, and in particular the pads. Every curler has to use the same pad, and are they all checked before they show up, or do the umpires check before the games?
I believe Curling Alberta's stance on the broom mandatorium that's been kind of launched. If you haven't been following up with news kind of at home, I believe a couple of the pro teams, or I think quite a few of the Grand Slam teams, they've wrote a memo or like a document to the World Curling Federation about the foam thickness and I'm not sure if it's the durability, but I think it's the thickness of the foam, and these foams, they're stiffer than the other foams, and so a couple of the manufacturers, they've released these new foams, Balance Plus and Gold Line, notably, and the players, they really want to make sure that fair play is kind of a thing, and World Curling Federation has been very clear. These foams are legal and they're definitely allowed, so I believe that's the stance that the competition is kind of taken. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to check that, but definitely something to keep your eye out in the curling world over the next kind of couple of years. I know there was a big podcast launched on CBC by John Cullen, one of the Grand Slam commentators, Broomgate. If you're interested in learning more about it, could be like Broomgate 2.0 here, so go give that a watch. Great series. So
yeah, okay. You can even afford to cross nose.
Now, if you're Team Humbke, you're kind of nervous right now with how those yellows are kind of setting up. You can kind of remove them a little bit, but there's yellows in play here, so this isn't ideal for you. So I think they're going to throw a bullet and try and just get as many of these red rocks, or I guess yellow rocks, moving as possible. Garrett Johnston throwing that
big weight.
Big weight there, yeah. Trying to get as many rocks moving as possible.
Just roll under corner.
And he gets them both and sticks two of them. Very great results. Another great shot from Garrett Johnston. So very good for him and his squad. And it looks like we have a comment there from one of the viewers, and he's got a little bit more of an insight on the foam. It's the compressibility of the foam right now. The Gold Line seems to be more effective for directional sweeping, while the Balance Plus tends to be able to carry the rocks better for distance. That was from Charles Disbray. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name. If it's any consolation, people butcher mine all the time.
Bring it back here, hard.
Spelt Jacques, pronounced Jakes. So all good, hopefully.
Hurry.
But shout out to you. Thank you for your little note there. And more viewers watching in from across the country there. We've got Bill Malcolmism, or Malcolmson, watching from Dundas, Ontario. Very cool to see. And Linda Birch watching from Stephenville, Newfoundland, to cheer on and support hometown boy Will Butler, who is on Team Davies. So amazing to see. Great to see some local support for these curlers in their hometowns. So
easy.
Some of the updates on the other sheets. Sheet D, Kist is up 5-4, and Vavrick has the hammer. Sheet C, Jakes is up 5-4, and Johnson has the hammer. And sheet A, it's 7-5 for Loomis. So Jamie King scored a 3 in the 6th end, but Loomis came back with a deuce in the 7th. So three close games. This is the only game where the there's a bit of a runaway on the score.
Line's good.
yeah, and we'd like to thank our silver sponsors as well in this this game, as well, as they've just done a fantastic job putting on such a great event. Hunt Inspection, Bass and Nutrien, they're kind of I think they're the same company there. On Farm Crop Supply, Westland Insurance, G3, ATB, Petrusia Farms and Nixon Farms, and Wallaby Egg Incorporated. Thank you for your amazing support of this event, and without you, this event doesn't happen. So give their companies a check, Google their websites, and just see what they're all about, because I think that's the least we can do as viewers for them donating so much capital and resources towards the success of these events. So great for them.
It's you know, so many of those sponsors are associated with the farming community. There's lots of big grain and cattle farms, and a lot of our volunteers are busy calving right now, and to still find the time to join us, it's just great.
Up early in the morning to work the farm, and then come watch some curling in the afternoon is a little bit of a treat, right?
Absolutely.
Team Humbke really putting on the pressure right now for Team Davies. They're sitting 5 in the house, and Team Davies, not a lot going on. So for them, just trying to kind of use those rocks to their advantage and put their yellows in spots that really cause Daniel Humbke to think of how to remove them and maybe generate a miss, see if they can get something generated out of it.
Right, they're looking at a draw through this port,
Line's
which
good.
is a pretty tight spot.
Tight.
Lucas Sawiak doing his best to try and hold this rock for his teammate. Ronan Pedersen really trying to get that rock in through the port, but nonetheless, I don't think it will. But they'll try and get it just in play so that they can hopefully generate something out of it. But Ronan doesn't look too happy with that shot, but I'm sure he'll have faith in his skipper to try and get their team out of it. And
Yeah, that was kind of my first thought.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Like back 4 weight, just a heavy draw. You like that?
at least there's some laughing and some smiles for Team Davies, right? Yeah, you got to keep it light out there. I always say, I'm like, you got to remember to have fun. How many opportunities do you get to come to the BP's Cup? There's only 12 teams out of a lot of them, including mine that was eliminated, that try to get to this event. So I know a lot of us would rather be playing in the event, but great for Team Davies as they're a first-year team. They lost a C qualifier last year at one of the qualifying events. I believe it was the Granite qualifying event last year, and this year they went all the way to the A side in Leduc and cleaned house, won right out. So they got to book their ticket early to the BP's Cup. First stone for Danny Humbke here in the 8th end.
Looks like they're just trying a little tap raise.
Close.
Keeping the pressure on Davies here. That's the goal. And tap raise, that'll get it done. Tries to carve it over a bit to try and roll and block that port. It definitely will.
And it takes away that angle on the run back as well. So
Yeah, you
great
bet.
shot.
That was probably the best way you can make that shot. So great effort from them. And honestly, if you're Team Davies, you're just looking to try and do anything. I'm wondering if you can raise that yellow rock on that side red and maybe spill to the middle.
Only other shot is like.
You got to make some reds go away here, I think, or try and. You don't have a lot of rocks left, so you're just trying to get anything you can to some sort of scoring position if you're Davies.
Right.
And then hopefully this
I think we're playing the elbow shot.
Yeah, I like it. You like a high 3? For 3, precisely.
I think like a low 4.
I'm wondering if we'll see our first time out for this game here shortly. No, it doesn't look like Davies is needing one, but Davies has a really experienced coach, Skip Wilson, who was the coach of Team Tau when they won the U20 New Holland Canadian Juniors. So excellent coach there. Been with the U of A a long time. So I think that's one of the things that a lot of these teams forget, Mark, is that you've got a timeout, use it, decompress, breathe a little bit, talk to an experienced voice, right? They're on your side. So it looks like Davies, they've got a feel of it now, but I saw in the women's, when I commentated the women's a couple draws, and I just didn't see a lot of timeouts, and I was just shocked because I'm like, they've got such good coaches. Like I know Skrillex, they had Shannon Kleibrink, and I believe Claire Booth, they had Mike Libis. Like there's a whole bunch of great coaches there, so use them, right? Take advantage of it.
And that timeout is something that needs to be initiated by the team, not the coach. So it's
okay, curl.
This is over curling as well. So
yeah, you bet. It looks like it's gonna over curl there.
Just not his day.
Okay, 5-4.
Not the day for Team Davies, but you know what? They've got one more shot to go, and we'll see if they can generate anything from it. There is potentially a port there. I'm not sure if it's thick enough to get a rock through, but maybe get that rock through with the amount of curl that there is. Danny Humbke seems to think there might be, so I'm wondering if he'll block it up. It seems like that's the call.
Takes away the hole and the run. So we're just trying to get it just under that corner yellow because the hole's there. And
Team Humbke looking to make this a pretty tough shot for Davies to score in the 8th end.
So it looks like they're going to block the port for the takeout on the red that's sitting in the 8-foot.
Soft, Garrett.
So he wants to cross the center line and just sit between the two Davies rocks there and take away that port.
Clean.
Halfway tight.
Looks like he's a little bit up. We'll see if the rock comes down here a little bit for speed.
Sit. Whoa!
Oh, but he might go right through the port himself. Oh, he does, and he just blocks it.
Good sweep.
Now, if you're Team Davies, I don't know what you do to score here.
Yeah.
You're pretty much chucking it here, hoping that it squirts down.
You might be able to play like crotch that and then maybe spin it back into the button.
Right
if he makes it, moment of the game. Hands down.
Absolutely.
Give me easy.
Bro, alright. Shot's not even fair.
You got it.
Just easy.
So Zach Davies just looking to get a point on the board here in the 8th end with Hammer in his last in the 8th end of play.
Whoa! Heavy! Whoa! 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 Curl!
A lot.
So it looks like it'll be a steal of 3 for Humbke
And looks-
again, and that'll be
That'll be
handshakes
handshakes.
from Davies. Yeah, you bet. So it'll look like Team Humbke advances to the second round, and they'll move up to play awaiting Team Evan Van Amsterdam, who's the number 2 ranked seed in this event. So a little bit of a shout out to them and their teams for a great game that we've watched. But Mark, what do you think the moment of the game has to be?
Well, I think it's that moment that you wrote down about 4 ends ago that I can't remember.
Bet. It's all good. I think that that clutch Humbke hit and roll out and double in the 4th end. It was a double hit and roll out to blank the end. That has to be the moment of the game for me. It was just the turning point in this game where he got the blank and he was able to put one up on the board, stole, and then puts up another big 3 to get a big win.
It certainly took the steam out of the sails of Davies. You know, it wasn't a big shot for points, but the result really took the sail out of Davies, and from then on, Humbke just kind of sailed along. So that's Davies will have to regroup. I know as a curler that's won a lot of ball caps for coming out 4th in a D event, there'll be another day to curl for them.
You bet. They'll drop down to the B side awaiting their opponent here later on in the week. If you're looking for some of the action tonight, head back to Curling Stadium or Curling Alberta's YouTube pages and catch some of the draws tonight with some amazing commentary as well. If you're interested in Alberta over the age of 18, grab your 50-50 as always. Grab an 016 and a sandbagger, and we'll see you tonight for some of the action. But my name's Justice Jakes. I'm joined by Mark Higgins at the Stettler Community Rec Center for the 2025 Boston Pizza Cup. It's been a pleasure, everyone. Thanks again.
Thanks, Justin. I appreciate you leading me along here. I see the lights are on in the lounge, so if you are in Stettler, make sure you head on up there and have a refreshment. Once again, I appreciate you leading me along.
You bet. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.